Good morning, good morning. Hopefully everybody having a good day. Wanted to come on for a little while it's early. First day that I'm off work, you know what I'm saying, for the holidays. I'm excited about that, very excited about that. Got my reeling rods with me because I plan on doing some fishing. But yeah, wanted to come on and talk about raising real men real quick. This today, Friday, and Saturday, we're gonna come on and we're gonna be talking about little different points and highlights about hey, let's try to promote growth within our men because right now, things are seeming like they're on the decline. Um, all these jobs out there, we having more people going to jail than we have in the workforce, so to speak. Um, and we have a lot of unemployed youth, for as the ones who are able to work and are not, you know, to try to build wealth within the household, so to speak. Um, but yeah, we wanted to come on and talk about those things this morning. How you doing, Jacob?
What's going on? What's going on?
Yeah, we on, man. You know what I'm saying? I was telling them about how we were talking about raising real men. Um, ways that we can do that. And further the growth of our youth. A lot of times how we make mistakes and how we raise our kids.
That's right. That's
And I'm not gonna say it's all on the women because guess what? A man play a great role in it. You know, I know in a lot of single family homes where the woman is raising the kids, a lot of times they try to use that as an excuse. No, that's not an excuse for a lot of ways how we raise our sons. You know, we're supposed to raise our sons to be men. You know, how to be responsible, how to handle certain situations, things of that nature. What you think about that?
well. I mean, the women they're gonna do all that they can. I tip my hat to a lot of the strong women out here that doing that. That are just being there for their kids. I ain't gonna say filling the gap because it's technically impossible for a woman to fill the gap for a man. But she can do all she can the best way she can to be there for her child and try to just instill some good qualities in her the best way she know how. Now,
I agree.
but when it come down to that man being a part of his child life, whether in a household or whether that he just, the step parent or however he come in contact with his child, especially we talking about young men. We ain't, overlooking the young ladies, but we mainly concerned about the young men. Um,
Hmm.
that that man should be allowed to try to establish a man, a character. Nowadays you got so many young men they have an identity crisis. They don't even know about their character. They don't even understand the full quality of acting and having that manliness about them. Whatever you do, you want to do it in a manly form. That's already speaking volume just as it is. You see what I'm saying? Also just being able to get out here and work. Some people
It's
need
like,
to out here and work physically as a man, but what happened is a lot of times some women, I done seen some women say they ain't want their child to get out in the sun and work. So, therefore they paid me to come cut the grass or do something when they had a grown young man at the house who could have cut the grass himself. But instead, that's the type of stuff and the mentality that's being instilled in a lot of young men and don't realize that they are actually crippling the young men.
do you think that's a reason why a lot of our I'm gonna say the ones who graduated uh, could be in college but not just out in the streets, just no job, no nothing, just at the house doing nothing. Do you think that's a lot of the reasons, a lot of the mistakes that we were making are creating that type of youth?
Yeah, absolutely. It's the parents' fault. It ain't no way around it. It's the parents' fault. Cause see, when that child is in your home, if you allow that child to just sit up there and play that Nintendo game or whatever kind of game they got now, you know, they had Taurus and stuff back in the day, even though we didn't have one. But whatever kind of games you let them play, and you just allowing that child to sit in the house and eat up food without instilling in them that all this stuff costs money. The water bill, this water bill gonna come in, this light bill gonna come in. So you want to start instilling in that in a child as young as they can, so they can understand that they got to work for something if they want to have something.
Yeah. You know, and I feel like, you know, a lot of times and dealing with raising our young men, we're not instilling those core values in them as we should, you know, because ain't no way a lot of our men should be so disrespectful to our women sometimes. You know, I'm
Yeah.
like this to make sure that they're being manable to start off with. You have to tell them and show them from if you're a woman, you show them from a woman's standpoint, and from a man, you show them from a man's standpoint. But if you're a woman, you groom, you tell them. I'm not gonna say use the word groom, but you explain to them that, hey, you know, this is how you're supposed to carry yourself around a young lady, you know, X Y Z. You know, a lot of those we're not teaching them how to be men, and when they get up now they're in an emotional state to where they're looking at life and, hey, I'm dealing from the emotional side of it, not looking at, hey, if you do everything emotional, now you got repercussions behind it. You know, I believe that's why it's a lot of killing going on among our youth. That's why a lot of things are happening among our youth because we're not mindful of those things.
Yeah. Yeah. And then like you were saying, you know, the way you changed it up, you didn't say groom, because you know it's very important the way things are said, and that's one of the biggest things when women are talking to kids. You got to understand this too. Some of them have been traumatized and been through so much themselves and done experienced so many things on different levels, so their emotions is gonna be scattered a lot of times. And so the way that they break things down or say things to the young men, it can very well help them or it can cause them to be messed up mentally. You see what I'm saying? If they don't illustrate themselves properly, like when I got young men around me, they gonna see me working, they gonna see me moving, doing everything that I got to do manly. Nothing funny about it. You see what I'm saying? And so if that man always around his mama and he see only thing she doing is cutting up and carrying on and not conducting herself like a mature woman, then that's what he gonna have in his mind. You see,
I agree.
he gonna have in his mind what he see, and so that's a big reason why you got a lot of these kids walking around. They flimsy. They just so flimsy because of what they're seeing all the time. They think it's cool.
Baloney bag.
Yeah, that's my word. Hey, look, I done wrote a thing about that, the baloney back. I done wrote a thing about the baloney back already, but I'm gonna introduce that about the baloney back man soon.
Yeah, baloney bag.
You got baloney back men out here, and it's just horrible that we got men that still now. You got men that don't even want to step up and do what they got to do and be there for their kids, and that's why, I'm on here, because every man, I don't care what you got going on with that lady, whether that's your baby mama, your wife, whoever, do not give up on your kids. You got some young men, you need to be in their life, period. You see what I'm saying? You
Exactly.
need to be in their life. If you dealing with some drama, dealing with them, then do what you got to do to make it work, to get that child in your hands as much as possible, because a young man need to be around his father as much as he can. So,
I agree.
and to the young ladies, do not, I ain't asking, do not hinder that man from being in that young boy life. I don't care if he don't want to mess with you no more, if he ain't trying to poke you no more, none of that stuff. Don't still, even if he ain't giving you no money. If he just want to be around his child, let that man be around his child. Let him spend time with his child. It ain't all about no money. A lot of women use kids as pawns to get money from men, and that's the wrong mentality to have. You know, that's the wrong mentality to have. You shouldn't have a mentality, oh, you got to give me this much money because I got your child. If that man trying to be there for that child the best way he know how, let him do it. And I will hope, we just gonna say this, and hope that he will be able to help provide financially for that child. In some cases, he may not be able to. But if he want to be there for the child physically, please let him be there at least on that end.
Yeah. Don't close them all the way out. You know.
Yeah, please don't close them out.
You know, because like I said, a lot of that comes up back again to why we have certain situations going on in our community among our youth. I hate to say it, by them not having that manly figure there in the house. Now they dwelling on emotions. You know, they jump mad. First thing they do, they jump mad. Pow! Now somebody dead. You know what I'm saying? Because you let your emotions kick in and overrule your better judgment. You know what I'm saying? You need to be able to rationally sit down, no matter what the situation is, and remove yourself and say, hey, is it really worth it? You know what I'm saying? A lot of our youth ain't doing that right now. A lot of our youth ain't looking in their toolbox, their mental toolbox, and saying, hey, I got these different tools right here. Man, let me go about my business. It ain't even worth it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I just did that. I did a reel about the neck bag, Omega, and I was telling them, you know, for myself, you know, I look back at where I've been at, where some of us been, and it's a constant reminder to make better the decisions, because ain't nothing worth you going back to prison, especially when it come down. I'm gonna tell you now, it's a lot of men be on the verge of going to prison because they try to be there for their kids the best way they know how. They don't understand the system fully, but they do know they want to be there for their kids. And sometimes they dealing with the wrong female or woman that can cause them to act up or be mad because she putting so much pressure on them on these unrealistic expectations. Unrealistic expectations that a lot of women have, and they have this thing in their head because they've been taught wrong their whole life, and it's hard for them to unlearn what they've been taught their whole life. And now that child is being hindered because you think that doing this to his father is gonna be some kind of get back. You see what I'm saying? And now that man on the verge of getting locked back up or going out here robbing somebody to try to provide and help you out when you putting pressure on him the wrong way. There's a way to say and do things to get us better up.
But at the same time, Jacob, guess what? I'm not gonna put it all. I'm not even gonna give all that to put that all on the women. You know why? Because the men now who got all these kids out here and doing this, that, and other, they got to step it up, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
We got to step it up. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
You know, we got to step it up. You know, I don't care if you got the whatever. Make sure your kids got this, that, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Now you said a mouthful, though, man, because guess what? At the end of the day, and it's just being real, you got some sorry behind me and out here now.
I agree.
You got some sorry behind me and out here. Don't want to work, don't want to do nothing.
Don't want to do nothing.
But it's a generational curse, though, back to what we were initially saying about how they been crippled. You see what I'm saying? How they been crippled when they was young. So now that they done got older, it's just a flowing effect. You see what I'm saying? It don't stop. You know?
Exactly.
You done created a grown, sorry behind man that don't want to do nothing but sit up around the house, eat up your food, and just raise the bills up, because they go, as long as they're in the house not working, that power bill going up, they using heat. You see what I'm saying? They going in the refrigerator eating up food.
Don't want to even take out the trash.
Won't even take out the trash. Get mad at you if you tell them to.
Get mad.
Yeah. And you got a lot of parents. There are a lot of parents right now, truth be told, dealing with some crazy behind situations in their house, dealing with their kids because their kids don't want to listen to them.
No, I agree.
They blowing up at the parents, and then they'll call the police on their mom and daddy now.
Yeah.
On the same phone that you bought them. On the same phone that you bought.
And that you paying the bill. And you paying the bill on.
and you tell them to take the trash out, they get mad and call the police on the same phone that you done paid the bill on. They ain't thinking. You know why? Because they caught up in their emotions, because they got all this funny stuff in them, all this crazy stuff. They just ain't got no manliness in them to deal with situations now. You see what I'm saying? Don't want
we're allowing our youth to get away from them. You know, because like I said, we're not investing as we should in our youth.
Man, I can't stand to see a man that don't want to work. Boy, it bothers me when I see a man just sitting around, especially when I go pick you up, come out the house with some shower shoes on. How you gonna work in some shower shoes? How you tell me you want to work and come get you, and you come out the house with some shower shoes on? Something ain't right with that picture. See, it's up here. Something wrong.
Yeah.
Something wrong. You come out the house with some shower shoes on, knowing what kind of work you about to do.
Hey, they go to work in slides.
Yeah, going to work in slides. Man, and personally, Omega, I don't come out the house, period, like that. Unless I'm right there in the front door. I don't believe in going to no store with no flip-flops, going nowhere. Because what if something go down? See, the way we were, you got to stay ready. You got to be ready.
Stay ready.
So why am I go to the mall in some flip-flops? You see what I'm saying? Come on, man. And something go down, I can't even protect myself properly. And then why you going to have on them tight pants and you can't even fight in them? You can't move in them. So you got to pull out a gun and shoot somebody because you can't really get down like you want to.
Scared.
If your pants off your butt, all somebody got to do is push you. You're going to fall.
It's over.
You see what I'm saying?
I don't get it. You know, and the things that they should be looking at as being young men, and us as raising men is, hey, let's instill in them how to invest within their family, how to build within their family. A lot of times we don't teach them this, and they go out and invest in everything else than what they should be invested in. They should be invested in family, building. You know, that way you can build something, you can have something.
That's right.
You know, you can have more than just a pair of shoes. A lot of these people be on Facebook. It amazes me, the people who be on Facebook. And if you really, really just look overall at them, you'll say, hey, man, they really this or they really that. But if you actually just peel back them couple of layers and see what's really going on, it holds no value.
None whatsoever.
It holds no value. You know, because we're not building them up the right way.
It just really messed up, man. But you know, those that got ears gonna really hear, and those that got eyes gonna see that there's something need to be done. And the only thing we can do is throw the seeds out there. We keep planting the seed. Hopefully some people will pick up and realize that, hey, you know, my child does need to be around somebody. If his daddy a baloney back, then I'll tell you the truth. He might need to be around somebody who got that conduct, that character as a man to show him that way. You understand me? Because if he don't get it, just think like this right here. Like, I'm going to use my mama for example. My mama go outside and cut the grass. My mama will build something. She'll do whatever because she always been independent. But if you with a man, that man should somewhere down the line carry some part of that weight, some kind of weight. You see? You know, you got young ladies with me right now don't know how to change the towel, Omega. I'm talking about seriously. I have had to show men, grown men, how to change the towel. I don't mind.
I've done that.
But after that, you should have it. If I show you how to change this tie one time, don't call me out there and your old lady right there, and you got to call me to come change the tie in front of your old lady.
Hey, and guess what? It be the women, they be bad.
Yeah.
And you looking at him like, man, you don't know how to change. You don't know how to none of that.
And get mad at you. Listen.
And get mad.
Calls come in and say, could you come do this for me? And I get over to there and they got a grown man sitting high. And you know I got to say something because I mean, I got to say something. And so I had a situation one time where I had to move it was a big refrigerator. It was a big refrigerator. So I told the lady, she's a doctor. She was a doctor. I called, I said, hey, I said, well, I don't mind moving the refrigerator. I said, I'm over here in this area. I said, but listen, when I get there, could you just have somebody done took everything out of it? I don't know what she got going on in the house at this time now. But I told her, I say, could you please have them take everything out and moving and do what he got to do. So check this out. So I got over there. She had done called and told her son that to take everything out. I got over there. This joker looked like a linebacker, big as I don't know what. And guess what? He hadn't done nothing his mama said. And so I just got it, and I told him, I said, hey, young man, didn't your mama tell you to take this stuff out the door? I said, what if I leave right now? And then what if I don't even do it? You see what I'm saying? And so, you know, I had a chance to talk with him, but that was an opportunity to reach him and help him. And after that, you know, everything was good, but he didn't do anything his mama told him to do. And I see a comment on here. I'm not blaming the women. I'm not blaming no women. Who say that? Lisa John? No, I'm not blaming no women for anything. It's most definitely the man's fault. If you go back and what we said, we just saying that most women does contribute greatly to the mental come up of a young man if he's in your custody. And that's just true. Now, some people might not like it, but that's the truth. If a man is in your household, a young boy is your child, and a man ain't there, you are absolutely the full blame for that child up how he's being raised. You are to blame. That's just for certain situations. Now, if you don't have a child in your household, then that's not, you know what I'm saying, that's not your fault. But what I'm saying is that if that child is around you, then you got to be very careful at how you pour advice into him as a man.
I agree.
That's all I'm saying. You got to be careful how you pour knowledge into a young man.
I agree. Sonia Stokes, she said, what's considered unrealistic expectations? She said, I'm at work. So sorry if y'all already explained it.
Unrealistic expectation.
Well,
it's look, you know how you get with somebody and it's just crazy. I'm not making this up. This just take it from somebody that done been out here. I had a lot of dealings with a lot of different women and everything like that. So from my experience, and like I said, I'm not saying I got all the answers, but what I'm saying just from the experience and just looking at a broad picture, unrealistic expectations would be you expecting this man, he working at he got a plant job, and you hounding this man talking about I need $1,100 a month. He already giving you $500 a month. Now, unrealistically, what else that child gonna need that gonna cost more than that? Cause you don't even got to go out and buy no fancy stuff. You ain't got to go. You got to use your head too. So whatever that man is giving you, you don't have to have these unrealistic expectations. Oh, just because he got a job, I need this from you every week. I need this from you. Some women put so much pressure on some of the men, and I'm not taking no slack off men because I can't stand a sorry joker. I can't stand a sorry man. I believe every man supposed to take care of his children, period. But that's unrealistic to put that type of expectation on a man when he's doing the best he can do.
Sheila Travis, she said, Jacob, I didn't like the comment you said.
Oh, that happened all the time. That happened. Hey, it's pretty men locked up because a woman done put pressure on them. That's just the truth. I know you may not see it from the point of view that we're seeing it from, but when you've been in prison and you hear the guy's testimony on why they did what they did,
you understand then.
Yeah, you got some men need guidance too. It's some men that they can't think for themselves. And it's a lot of women, that done manipulated men to kill, to steal, and destroy somebody else. That's just the truth, baby girl. That's the truth. And it happens all the time. If you don't believe me, look at ID. Do you watch ID?
But 24. The first 48.
Most of the crimes are committed are motivated behind a woman. So for anybody that might not know about crime, most crimes are the motivation come behind crime, behind men trying to put on women.
The root of it.
That's the root of it. Now, I'm not
Yeah.
saying not in every aspect, but most of it, men out here are putting on for women. You see what I'm saying? They want to put on for women. They want to put
So,
on for whatever situation it may be. That's what
so
we're
it's
saying.
so because they can't go, they don't want to go out and get a job. They out here doing all these any and everything they want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Not that, not listen, not knocking people who out there just doing whatever it is to make ends meet. We understand that some people do what they do. You know what I'm saying? Hey, more power to you. But we just putting out there the right way. You know what I'm saying? We don't been there. You know what I'm saying? We don't been there, so we can speak from experience, from being on that side of the fence. You
yeah.
know, but like I
And
said,
that's just the truth, though. It play a vital part in these kids' life because, and this is the thing. When a man, that's the truth. But listen, and this is one big thing right that we got to all understand. See, and this is the mindset. That's good that you making these comments. But the mindset is this: if you have a man that's present in a young man's life, we talking about young men. So
young man,
talking about young men. So why would you try to stop a man for trying to encounter this young man, to help this young man to see his way better, to be there in his life, to show him how to conduct himself like a man? And we ain't just talking about like a regular, I'm talking about
Jacob went out
man
for a
of
second.
character.
There you go.
You see what I'm saying? See, it's a difference between just having a man, but we talking about establishing men of character. There's a
It's
reason
like,
why. There's a reason why you see in Islam, and I got brothers who are Islamic. I got partners who are Islamic. Why you see so many men going to these events, but you don't see too many men in the church? You know why? Because the church done fell off. Because in the
the
church
hell.
you can go to church and see anything now. You got men wearing makeup. You got men with colored hair. And I'm not saying that don't make them not God fearing. I'm not saying that don't make them talented. But what I'm saying is that why conduct yourself like this? We got a choice on how we conduct ourselves. And then people agree with these things because they want to do what? They want to just please the people. But somewhere along the line, you got to say, young man, I believe that if you come in here, if a woman go to church and she got a skirt on with a panty showing out the back, somebody gonna say something.
Exactly.
Somebody gonna feel like that's inappropriate. So if a man come to church with you can see his sack and everything because he got on these little tight pants. Come on, I think certain things are just common sense. But see, it's all in the way we think. It's all in the way we think. And no matter what we say, somebody gonna have a different opinion because they want to do what? Please people.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
oh,
And that's cool. She said, "Oh Lord, don't attack the church."
he
No,
said on the side of the church
it's real. It's real. We see it all the time.
all the time. We just
We
don't want
see
to
it all
admit
the
it.
time. And kids, your young men are seeing this. Your young men that going to church now, think about it. Most of them going to church, you got to look at them funny now. You know why? Because they see too many baloney bats in the church. It's too many baloney bats in the church that conducting themselves in front of these young men. Now these young men growing up, they confused. They don't know what they want to be. They don't know what they want to be. And that's why a lot of them straying away from the church because most street guys ain't gonna go to church. They're gonna be like, man, what they got going on in the church, man? This go joke up there with makeup on, directing the choir, and that's just real, coming from a street point of view. You see what I'm saying?
There's a
Coming from the street point of view.
couple of deacons may have a little twist, a little, you know what I'm saying, a little too hard to the left. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's in the church. You know what I'm saying? It's accepted now. You know, and
And
is it right?
kids are seeing this, and what we're talking about is trying to establish young men of character. Want to see young men grow up to conduct themselves, take care of their family. You see what I'm saying? Do what they got to do. They say, come there. Oh, yeah, that's all it's about. It's about that dollar. It's about that money. And
Yeah,
guess what? Those that really see are
they
going
want
to,
to.
and they're going to be able to hear it, Omega. And then,
Yeah,
and guess what? Those that want to debate and argue about it, hey, choose what you choose. Because you got to make a choice.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
it's gonna affect you one way or the other sooner or later. And then you're gonna be saying, dog, like people get on here and bash other people, but guess what? When the police might hurt one of your loved ones, then you want to get involved, then you want to reach out and get some help. But you laugh at other people when they telling you the truth, saying, hey, this happened. My child was just beat up by the police. You see what I'm saying?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
They don't care until it's them. A lot of people don't care until it affects them.
Yep. I agree. I agree. I agree. Hey, Miss Chigga, we're not. See, she say not at my church. Go to a real church. We're not attacking the church. We're not attacking. We talking about stuff that's being accepted in the church right now. That's all we're talking about. You know. Whereas the church should be shunning and rejecting certain things, they're not. They're being more and more accepting, uh, because it's becoming about a dollar.
And that's really what it done came to. And that's why so many people are confused nowadays. And guess what? It's perfectly fine because it got to come to pass. All the
Yeah.
things that are happening got to happen. They're gonna be some people say, oh, my child can choose whatever they want to be when they grow up. That is the wrong mindset. But if you believe that, then more power to you, because you're gonna have to deal with that one day. You see what I'm saying? It's
Yep.
not a debate to me. I believe how I believe, and I'm gonna stand on what I believe. Anybody that chooses to believe otherwise, that's their personal prerogative, because you're gonna have to deal with that one day, not me.
Yep. She say, Colt. I think she mean Cadillacs. There are a few real churches, but uh, most aren't like that. She was referring to a comment. She was referring to Sheila or Travis. Miss Sheila
Oh,
and Travis say the church supposed to accept sinners as they are.
oh yeah, and guess what? That's why you heard what she said. Supposed to, but we got to realize that we are the church. We have been called with a personal. We are on a mission. We have been already a mission to do something. So if we the church and we got to do something, we want you to come as you are. Do you want a man to come in your house dirty and stay dirty? Answer that question. Do you want a man to come in your house and stay dirty? If he came in your house dirty, you want him to clean up, get himself together. And that's what the assembly is supposed to do when they come into these assemblies of church to worship. You want them to come in as they are. But we want to wake them up mentally so that they will not think the same way anymore.
Exactly, cause I'm just gonna be honest. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm not really getting into the subject of the homosexuality type of stuff right now, but a thought crossed my mind. When people get to thinking like that, it makes me think. So all y'all feeling that, hey, I can be saved and gay? Can you be saved and gay? If you're saying that a person can come to church and that's it, no, we're not saying that. What we're saying is once you come to church, it's gonna bring about a change. It's gonna bring about, you're not gonna want to do those certain things no more. 10 years from now, you shouldn't be doing the same thing no more. Basically, you're saying that Jesus didn't have no effect in your life. Basically.
Well, it's just a prime example, like the way we used to think. I know for myself, I can't speak for nobody else, but like right now, I just seen somebody pulled up that owed me some money. I'm in Lowe's parking lot. Now the old me, he don't even know I'm over here because I'm in a different vehicle. Now the old me, the flesh. Soon as I seen the flesh kicked in, you know what? I want to go over there and jack him up. I really want to go over there and get my money from him. But guess what though? But the new man, that money is not worth me getting in trouble. You understand me? That money not worth me going over there and probably having to put my hands on this man about them $300 that he owed me. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It ain't worth it.
Exactly.
And I know eventually he gonna need me again. So I ain't gonna. I'm seeing him in almost that old flesh. So back to what you were saying. Sometimes we got to really we change the way we think when we become a new person. When we
It's
begin to
supposed to.
we start to believe a certain way. We start acting a certain way. You see what I'm saying? So even though I may want to do something like that, with a smile on my face. You see what I'm saying? But guess what? I ain't gonna even get out the truck now because I know if I get out, I'm gonna say something to him. You see what I'm saying? Because some people, they'll take your kindness for weakness, and then you have to show them. But you know, at the end of the day, I ain't hurting for it. I ain't gonna sweat it because it'll come back to me. You see what I'm saying?
Miss Sheila, she said, yes, you can be saved and gay. She said it may take you 5 or more years to be delivered from homosexuality. She said Christina struggles with Christians struggle with sin. Nobody in the church is sin free. So accept gay people till then. That's what she say.
Well, I just look at stuff from a realistic standpoint. We used to rob, do all type of stuff. I can't continue to rob nobody. I can't continue to sell dope. I can't continue to do certain things, period. Because there's going to be a consequence. You see what I'm saying? And so when you know better, you instantly start wanting to do better. When you know better, you instantly want to start doing better. If that's the case, go to work, go to your job, and don't do what the boss tell you to do. I guarantee you get fired. And guess what else? You ain't gonna have no money coming in your household. But because you're gonna think right for that household, you're gonna do what they ask you to do on the job. You ain't gonna make no excuses about God, you got to work with me. No, see, we do what we want to do when we want to do it. We do what we want to do when we want to do it. We got to stop making excuses for sorry men. We got to stop making excuses for these so-called people y'all talking about. I ain't talking about them, I'm just making a comment. But we got to stop making excuses for people. Everybody wrestle with stuff. That's true. You can be gay and saved. I agree. But once you know better, you should start doing better.
That's the point.
It's so much
That's
stuff that we do. But every day we can make bad decisions. But when you know better, you must start trying to do better if you have that desire in your heart to do better.
Exactly.
We can't make no excuses for people when they mess up. We can't make no excuses for them. And that's in everybody's life. You can't make no excuses for somebody that's sorry. A person sorry, they just sorry. And you need to call it like it is.
Yeah. Miss Sheila Travis, she got us through off course. But what we were talking about when she brought up the church. We weren't beating the church. We were just talking about little different stuff that goes on with the men, you know.
The men,
different stuff like that. Yeah. But yeah, man, you know, we got to start doing better. Got to
start doing better. And ain't nobody bashing nobody. We just speaking our truth. And I know this is my thing. I know what works for me. And you know how somebody can give you some good advice on how to build your credit? You know how some people can give you some good advice on a home inspection or some good advice on how to educate yourself in certain fields? That's the same thing. Certain things that I'm doing is working for me. So I would be a fool to stop doing what I'm doing because it's helping me financially, it's helping me mentally, it's helping me spiritually. So that's why I believe the way I believe, because it's actually working. You see what I'm saying? Now, if something working for you and you feel that that's the right thing, so be it. But if nothing's not working for you, then I would challenge you to do something different.
We need to reevaluate it.
Exactly. Omega.
Yes.
I gotta get ready and run on, man. But yes, you are bashing greatest institution black people have. She said, you are bashing greatest institution black people have. What she saying, Omega? Greatest institution.
She's saying because we're talking about the church, then that's the greatest institution that the black people have. You know.
No, we are the greatest institution that we have. The church is just a bit. People got to understand that we are the church. If you're a believer, that means you are the church. That is just a building. That is just the way people come together and worship. We are the greatest assembly that we as people have. Whether you black or white, it don't matter. But we are the greatest thing that we have. Is our belief and our power and our unity when we come together as one. But we are. And see, that's where we got to think. If we've been taught this our whole life, we're going to believe a certain way. That building is just a building. You understand? We are the living vessel. We are the temple. You see what I'm saying? We are the temple of God. And so people need to acknowledge who they are and see if you don't know who you are, what you represent, then of course, there are questions, there are research that people need to start doing to find out who they are, where they come from, what is the purpose here, what are we trying to do? You know, like I said, you can open your eyes and just begin to think a little different outside the box than what you normally think, and then you can start seeing things a broader view. You see what I'm saying?
And once you see that you are, once you really recognize and fully that you are the temple of God, certain things you ain't gonna do, certain things you ain't gonna want to do. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna realize that God is always watching and that you are being held accountable for those deeds and those actions. You know.
And every day is a challenge. Every day is a challenge.
Yeah.
Every day is a challenge. Lord knows every day. Like I said, it be days where everybody look normal ain't normal. I'm gonna tell you, everybody look normal ain't normal. It's some people out here, and see, some of them may not understand because they ain't seen it. You got some people out here look just like me, just like Omega, that will cut your whole head off and eat your lungs. You got some people that look just like me and you that'll take your kids and hurt them. That will rape your kids, and they look just like normal people, but they ain't normal. And see,
we got to speak the truth.
Yeah, and see, this the problem. You got some people ain't experienced certain things, so they don't understand the dangers of this world, so they just green. They green because they don't understand we live in a dangerous world. You got some sick people in this world.
Yeah.
And if we as men don't start conducting ourselves and standing up like men to try to wake some people up, you're going to fall victim. Not saying that we can't be victim neither, but still, for the most part, our eyes open. Our eyes are open, and we look around, we on point because we know we live in a dangerous world.
Know that.
You got to know that. There ain't nothing to play about. It ain't nothing to play about out here in these streets. Some people done got so complacent and so comfortable, and God got me. God is all I need. You got the wrong mindset. That's a lie. In order to help these kids, Omega, first of all, we need to start standing up like men. I would say men. I ain't talking about the women. The men got to stand up. It's too many baloney back men out here in this world that ain't standing up like men. That's the biggest problem.
That's the biggest problem.
Yes. Women, most of the time, if they see a real strong man in their life, most of the time, women gonna do what they need to do. Most of the time, not all the time. Most of the time, they gonna do what they need to do.
Yeah, I agree. And like I say, that's what we're lacking in society.
But yeah, she got to realize, oh my God, it's some sick people out here in this world, and they hadn't seen it.
Hey, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? They need to come outside. They need to turn on their TV and look at the more just TikTok and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole lot. They kidnapping kids by the trailer load.
They don't believe stuff like that. They get what? Some people so holier than I, they do not realize what's really going on out here in this world, and they blind. And that's why the world is at the place that it is, because when you try to wake people up and tell them the truth, they ain't gonna believe the truth. They rather you get on here and tell them a lie, Omega. They rather you tell them everything peaches and cream. Your boy's gonna grow up to be this and that. Just keep on feminizing him. Keep on letting him put stuff in his head and do all this stuff. If your boy standing in the mirror longer than you, it's gonna be a problem. If your child is in that mirror, he's a young man, and he stay in the mirror longer than you, I think something wrong.
Yeah.
That's my opinion, and that's what I stand on. I think something is wrong if you got a young man in your house and he in the mirror longer than the mama in the mirror. You got early signs of problems. You got early signs of problems.
You got flags.
You got red flags. All you got to do is go watch ID. I challenge some of y'all. Go watch ID. And it'll tell you some real stories of some people lies for real.
For real. Woo!
This world ain't nothing to play with. It's a real world out here. It's a real world.
I guess they want me to just twinkle toe around with a little different subjects without, no, we got sometimes, hey, that's what this show about. It's about actually being able to talk about every and anything just be respectful with it. You know what I'm saying? We're not on here trying to bash nothing or nobody. You know what I'm saying? We having a conversation.
Yeah, it's just a real world what's going on. And the sad thing about it is sometimes it's hard to try to convince women that, hey, this need to take place for this young man. Because they want to have their opinion, and everybody got an opinion, but sometimes you got to say, I'm going along with this man because I believe he's going to tell my child the right thing. I believe he's going to show him the right way. You know, every father should desire his child to grow up in a decent manner, in a respectful way, and have that same mannerism that he may have, or better than what he may have.
I agree.
And so, like I said, this is, Lord knows, not bashing nobody. This is just the truth. But, you know, and then again, some people going to have their opinion. When you speak truth, some people going to say you're threatening them. Some people going to say you're bashing them. Some people going to say you're talking down on them.
Yeah, but we're not. We're just trying to get people to open their eyes to the truth, what's really going on, how we align us and our community to go against everything that we believe in. You know what I'm saying? We're accepting of things that we should be accepted of. You know what I'm saying? We say that we have a rich culture. Then hey, sometimes this culture need to be reconditioned a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, one time, this is just a prime example, and it might be small to some people, but watch this right here. Catch this right here. One time, medicine didn't taste good at all.
Exactly.
One time, medicine, it make you say, Now they even making medicine taste good now. So they feminize. Hey, listen, they even making medicine taste funny now. You see what I'm saying? In other words, what I'm saying is that some things that are good for you may not taste good. Some things that were good for you do not taste good.
I agree.
Sometimes somebody just telling you something that gonna help you. Trust me, it ain't gonna be all peaches and cream. When somebody tell you you need to lose weight, and you know you got to go in that gym and work on that stomach or something, come on. It's easier said, but it's hard to do sometimes for us to discipline ourselves and eat the right foods and work out and take care of ourselves. And that's just something small. So if we ain't taking care of ourselves, how we gonna really just show our kids the right way and we sitting here doing the same thing that we telling them not to do? You understand what I'm saying?
Yep. They're gonna be doing it. Well, look, Jacob, man, I enjoyed you, man. I'm getting ready to get up out of here. I know you got to get your day started, man, but I'm glad that you came on, man. We're gonna hopefully do something like I said Thursday, tomorrow and Saturday, and basically dealing around with a lot of the same topics that we were talking about, because it's time that we start standing up to be real man, creating real man. Me, you know.
She say she worked at the prison in DeKalb County. One of the comments, and you work there, then I would say you know what's going on. You know, you done seen people come in that look normal that ain't normal. You done seen these things. So when you notice, then we most definitely, you most definitely will want to tell people and make people aware. She said, I'm not dumb on the subject. Oh, no, ain't nobody saying you dumb. No, nobody's not calling you dumb. We just speaking on what we know to be exact, because we've been in there with them. I've been in there with them. I've been a crazy criminal out here in the streets. And I would say we know how some people think. And it's a sick world that some people are mentally in. And that's what we're saying. That is the truth. There are some people that are sick mentally, and they will hurt you without even batting an eye. They will hurt you smiling. And they don't care nothing about your kids, none of that.
Agree.
And that's just the truth.
None of that.
So no, we're not calling saying you're dumb on the situation. The reason I said watch ID is because some people do need to watch it. If you already know about it, then it's obvious that you know. You know, it's obvious that you done seen it. Now, acceptance is a different thing. But yeah, Omega, I'm finna get ready and I got a couple calls I got to catch, man. I had to park and pull over because I ain't want to be driving. and get on here and say anything. And once again, this is not bashing nobody. The way I was raised, I was just taught to just be straight up and firm. Some people might think you come off argumentative, you just be no. More men need to be stern, and we'll have less problems in the world. If more men were stern, the kids will start being grown up. They'll end up start getting out work and want to do something, because if you sit there and let that child sit in their house and don't do nothing, you're gonna have a sorry child. And see, more than likely, sometimes it does take a man. Some women out there will stand up and do what they need to do and tell them to get off their butt. But a man ain't gonna baby them too tough. Man, look, you got to get up and get it, because I ain't gonna keep giving you my money out of my pocket.
I feel that.
But yeah, though, Omega, I would catch up, man. We'll bump heads.
Okay then, brother. Be safe out there, man.
I gotta try to go make $1.
Hey, I'm on my way. I'm gonna go over there and take my boys fishing.
That's what's up. Hey, boy, that's a wonderful thing you just said. You didn't go take your boys fishing. Man, that's wonderful, man.
I'm gonna take them fishing.
That's wonderful, man.
Oh yeah.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful, man. Keep it up, bro. Keep it up, bro.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
I'm gonna holler at your freedom and prosperity.
Y'all be blessed.
Real.
Most definitely.